Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Just wanted to take a moment to talk about some of the more side quests from this anniversary event. Obviously, the Dethroned solo event. As you can see, I have already knocked out all of the rank rewards or all the milestone for it, which will lead to some 6-star shards to open in the next video, which we'll be doing here shortly. But I wanted to talk about this arena and how it also carries over into the Scrappy event, because this is one of my favorite arenas every time it comes around. Obviously, we have two different ones of them. Before I go into that real quick, I did want to make sure I reminded everybody, side quests, don't forget about your Halls of Fortune, don't forget about Halls of Healing when it comes around tomorrow. Make sure you jump in on every opportunity that you got to get through those, because that is huge on cutting down on the number of units you need for potions and revives, as well as getting you some of that precious gold, which we all know is one of the harder things to come by. As you can see, I've already maxed out the 4-star shard celebration event, and I've started in on the 5-star one. I absolutely love these. It's a ton of shards, a ton of gold, a ton of battle chips, and on top of that, you just by doing this, you're earning that full 6-star. I have been lucky enough to do enough of these events on a regular basis to have a quite extensive 2-star roster, and having them all ranked up just to get those extra points on level up events has paid off overwhelmingly for me every time one of these events has come around. Plus, on top of that too, these are one of the more active times that I get to play some of the champions that I don't necessarily play all the time. I know not everybody is in the 2-stars, but there are so many, between Marvel Insider rewards, between these type of events, special crystals, so many times over the years that I have had tons of opportunities to grab up 2-stars that aren't in the basic pool. And I have sunk countless numbers of 6 stones into most of them, because of course I have easily maxed out all the ones from the basic pool for additional items use points. Far too often do I think we forget about the usage of the lower star champions. You watch most of the YouTubers out there doing 10 to 20 crystals where they get 3 to 5 6-stars, and they're constantly rank 3ing and rank 4ing 6-stars, and that becomes the chase rewards. You're just constantly chasing something bigger and better, and whereas the bigger and better things are important, obviously, it takes a little less skill to try and do something with a 3-star that instead of a 2, or a 4 instead of a 3, and obviously it makes it a lot easier with a 6-star. Obviously, some content cannot even be done without at least a 5 or a 6-star. But with the fact that we have 7-stars coming soon, I thought it was a good time to have an event like this that reminds us that there are still usage for these lower level champions. There are still plenty of things that we can do, plenty of ways to use them, and plenty of reasons to use these to get the points for level up events instead of worrying about whether or not you have enough resources for your biggest guys. Obviously, you want to get your biggest guys, but far too often, just as you get that one leveled up that you're like, this is going to be the one that's going to lead my team, then you pull that next one that you're like, wow, how did I get that person? And you're out of resources because you instantly went for the biggest one on a level up event instead of being like, okay, I'm going to hold back a little bit because I still have a team that can get me through the content I'm primarily working on. Making sure that, depending on the alliance that you're in, you want to make sure that you have that full alignment of champions, 5 champions to quest with, 5 champions for war defense, 3 champions for attack, and 3 champions for alliance quest attack. So that's 16 champions in total. So your top 16 can be really, once you've got those locked in for a little while, set back, level up some 2 and 3 stars, get them in there, and have them available to you when these type of events come around, so you can easily cake your way through these. I talked about earlier how important the Crystal Shard arenas are on Sunday, how much they help with the sigil. And honestly, with the roster that I have, I can make it through all 3 arenas in under 5 hours. And on a really good run, I can do it in about 3. To get the max milestone on the lowest arena and qualify for rank rewards on both the other 2. Which makes it easier to continue to grab those shards, grab those battle chips, and hopefully build up some units and rank up materials. So, but as you can see, these fights, they're not bad, they're not long. You can run through a bunch of them in a couple hours at a time. Obviously, while you're still trying to get the 6-star shards, you want to make sure that you're using your 1 stars as often as you can because they're worth more points in this particular event. But if you have enough 2 stars to carry you through the 2-hour refresh time on your 1 stars, you just keep rotating them in until you get those 6 shards and all the rewards that go along with those. And then just after that, go back to just steadily your 2 stars. And, you have 6 days on these arenas. So you don't have to necessarily do it all in one setting, but an hour or 2 at a time over the 7-day period, starting yesterday. But the 6 days that remain, you can easily get every milestone on this and grab that free 5-star. Well, free unit wise, but definitely costs you some time. And also, that'll guarantee you enough shards for the 6-star as well. Always important on that account growth. And speaking of account growth, we'll be doing a crystal opening here shortly. I'm going to go ahead and finish up grabbing a few more shards here and a few more units, and then we'll go ahead and see everybody back for the next video. Remember to like and subscribe and keep checking back. Appreciate any comments, and remember, once we hit those 50 subscribers, we're going to go ahead and give the channel control of the backup account so that we can really give everybody a chance to grow an account and decide what champions are going up, what content we're working on. Look forward to when we start that challenge. Thank you, everybody, and I'll see you back in the next one.